Here in Maryland, we just got some snow today, and it felt pretty good. Um, Another thing is, uh, I'm basically up planning, planning. I think I said that right, for my garden, spring and summer and fall. I'm planning for it. Did receive an order today for my some of my garden supplies, and here it go again, folks. I still want to order more to make sure I have enough, make sure I'm well stocked, and I haven't decided yet. So I'm considering uh, ordering. You know, I'm consider ordering two of the items that I ordered today. So that is still up in the air. But down in my kitchen is plants that I brought in. Now, one I think I made a mistake with. I had a cutting that I grew a year ago, grapevine, that I never got the time to put it in the ground. And so by not getting it in the ground, it's in a pot. So I felt like it was going to get extremely cold and freeze the root ball. So I said, bring it indoors. And I'm hoping that because you know how grapevines look when they are dormant, they look dead. They look like dead wood. So that being said, I am waiting to see what it comes out as. So that's something I never did before. Brought a grapevine indoors that was dormant at the time. So the next thing I'm looking at is I have a hearty, and the hearty kiwi is uh, doing quite well, and it is growing like crazy indoors. But I noticed a change in what it's doing. It's growing very large leaves to to compensate to soak up as much sun as it can possibly get a hold of. The other thing is I bought a small pomegranate plant last year from Home Depot. Tiny little plant. I think it was like $10, and now it's growing and it's woody. It's growing tall and indoors with as little light as it's coming through that window, which is the best window I could get it to at that particular time. It is leafing out like crazy. It is leafing out like crazy. And I feel good about that because that means that I have a healthy tree that is doing well. So, seeds, the only seeds I see I have to get one pack of this year, and that is a sweet corn. Uh, just one pack will do me because I don't usually plant a lot of corn, just enough that I can eat some sweet corn. Um, I have a lot of compost this year from a tree that was cut, and I'm trying to tell. I want to tell each of you get as much of those tree chips as you can, and just sit them aside. Don't make it complex. Sit it aside and let it just rot. Let it just rot down. Let it just decay. Let it just compost. Whatever term you want to use. But that's is going to compensate for the fact that um, uh, fertilizer may, in fact, be very scarce this year. Now, I know that it's going to be more expensive, but I'm fearing that it's going to be also very scarce to get it. And I have plenty of fertilizer. I did about smart move I did, which was stocking up on it when I was finding it real cheap in the dead of winter, which I tell people is the best time to buy fertilizers in the dead of winter. Dead of winter when there's ice on the ground. No one hardly thinks of. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Um, no one hardly is thinking about um, growing a garden, and then you couple that with the cost of living in the winter, uh, the pandemic, and all of this. People are not thinking about gardens in the dead of winter. So I wanted to just put that out there. So I went out and I was buying bags that were worth uh, at that time $5 that I got for $1.50. Now that's a good savings. And I found some at Walmart, Home Depot. Um, Not so much at Lowe's. Lowe's tends to, in my location, tends to hold the price exactly where it is. They're not touching it unless the company is dropping that particular product from the list, or they redesign the bag or whatever, something like that. They'll let you have it. Because I remember going to a store and purchasing a lawn fertilizer all in one, like a weed killer, all kind of things that make your lawn look pretty and green. They were $60 a bag, marked down to $6 a bag. And I was telling people to go get that stuff because they had like a pallet of it. So that helps you save money. Everything right now is going up as far as um, let me just say this. I'm watching prices go up, and I use my cell phone to do that. I just look at the prices. I remember what they were last year, and they going up, and they haven't finished going up yet. They haven't. Excuse me, good people. I've been watching uh, quite a few videos today on gardening. I'm gonna got my first time actually finally catching you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you caught me. I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, but right now, I'm just planning my garden, just planning, um, making certain that I have everything I need and I can get it at a price right now. I'm not waiting till spring and everybody starts running off to the stores. Okay, everything's going up there as well. Okay, got you. And you're in there buying plants that you could have got at one time for $3. Now they're $6. Let's say, for instance. No, I'm not going to do that. I grow my own plants. Hey, how you doing? All right, thank you. You said, hey, that's great. Uh, I got everything on course, and I'm gonna grow more this year because we're expecting to have a food shortage. And right now, we're seeing it in Maryland with a number of because of the pandemic, the truck drivers and high gas prices, and so it's going to go up. I mean, I'm looking at food right now going up. Oh, okay, 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 lettuce. Okay, okay, butter crunch lettuce. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to be doing some lettuce this year. I don't know what kind. Um, Lord willing, I'm going to be doing some this year. Spinach. Get me some nice flat pans. Um, also started. I buy litter for my cat, and they come in these big wide, uh, you know, jugs that it's in. And I found a way by just watching a video. A guy was had some on there. He cut the side out, take the top off, and he planted everything in there. And it's wide enough to grow like uh, spinach and basil and things like that. So I'm going to be doing that. See. I sowed it okay. I love it. I love it. I'm excited. I'm geared up to go. Let's see. Good evening. Good evening. Real fresh food, I think is what it was. But see, I'm actually, my computer's down. Thanks goodness we don't have a. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I don't know what that was. It. Thank goodness we don't have, and I didn't get it because it's blinked away. Um, I hope that my grapevine makes it because it's the only one I have that is that particular variety, which is called a Neptune. And Neptune has a fruity flavor, large white grape, seedless, and I want it. I don't want to have to go back out and pay $25 plus shipping for another plant because this one didn't make it because I didn't put it in the ground. If I'd have put it in the ground and let it root out, I wouldn't be worried about it because grapevines don't really, in my area, they don't really care about the cold that much. Grapevines don't. I'm feeling a lot better, folks, about gardening. This year was challenging for me. Challenging last year. I'm using my weeds, my grass, and my wood from my cuttings, my pruning, and I'm gonna make fertilizer with it by making compost. Because I'm not gonna. I look at a lot of things on the internet, and one thing is great is that is put your time and effort in your soil, in the soil. Yes, yes, it is. It is awesome. Yes, it is. And so, I have I don't know how many pounds of compost I have out there now, and I'm going to. And right now, my mind's focused on getting more compost. Once the weather gets cleared up in the spring or summer, and I can get a truck in there, cause my yard gets wet sometime in certain parts of it, and they have to put down these big rubber mats to have the truck back up on, and that can get messy, tearing up the lawn, and you know, red globe grape. Wait a minute, they blinked away. In my area, the globe grape will not grow. I've tried it 3 times, and each time they died around winter time. Even though it said it'll grow in zone 7, but it don't say whether it's zone 7A or zone 7B. It just say zone 7. So mine always died. So I said leave it alone. I tried it. It won't grow here. So I have one, two, and if I get this grapevine, if it make it to this spring, I have 3 varieties of grapes. That's what I have because I want it like that. Grapes are a sign of are a beautiful plant to grow, and they're good and they're tasty. But I think I'm gonna fix them up this year so the birds don't eat them all up. I think I'm gonna get some kind of insect netting or um, I don't want bird netting because I usually wind up killing birds with that type of netting. They get stuck in it, and when you try to take them out, untangle them, they die like that from a heart attack. So it was still snowing outside. Um, I had a pipe freeze today, um, and got that unfroze by simply, let's see, does squirrels eat my peaches and my strawberries? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. They find a food supply, they go, and every year they come back to that food supply. I try keeping my squirrels off my peach trees. Um, yeah, they're gonna eat. They're gonna eat. I have the same issue with my apple trees. Not so much the peach trees, but the apple trees. Birds eat my seeds. I think is what it said. And I'm gonna start majority of my crops indoors like I always do each year. Um, get them started. Corn as well. I do what they call bulk growing. I grow everything in bulk. Like I'll take a container that's about that wide, about that deep, and I'll put all my peppers in there. Uh, maybe 10 plants, and let them just grow. Because peppers are somewhat slow growers, so I want them to get a jump. Corn is a fast grower. Once you get it up to about 4 inches, then it'll take off. But I still started indoors. Yeah. So I'm happy because gardening keeps you centered. And this year is going to be very important because of the food shortage. Beans, I'm growing a lot of beans. I usually don't grow beans. I'll be growing them this year. And my best fertilizer is going to be my compost. Because here's what I do, folks. I don't clean up my garden. Garden family. Hello, how you doing? What I'm doing this year is growing my plants indoors. Start them indoors. That's going to give me a jump. And I'm gonna overgrow. I'm gonna oversee. I'm gonna do more than what I actually need. That's an old farmer's remedy there, in case something goes wrong, a plant die, or some animal dig it up or eat it. You have more, because you can't get back time, but you can go in the house and say, oh, they killed my tomato plant, and stick another one right in its place. But every year, number one, I don't dig in my soil anymore. I stopped doing that many years ago. I don't dig in my soil. And the other thing is, I make my own compost in place. Any weeds that come up, any grass that comes up, I just keep it away from my crop that I'm growing, 15 inches away, by pulling it from the ground, and I chop and drop it. I pull it from the ground and lay it down, and I let everything that when it gets in the fall, near the fall, I go over it with my lawn tractor or I go over it with my push tractor. Cut everything down and leave it right there. And that fertilizes my soil. And if it grows back a second time, I cut it again. It's called chop and drop. I've been doing that for about a number of years now. And it keeps my soil strong. It keeps my soil strong. And I'm happy about that. And compost, I got the number to a tree company. Chop and drop. Yep, that's right. Got it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Chop and drop. You don't start seeing the results of it until about 3 years. Just being straight with you. Weeds, grass, powerful fertilizers. And these other gardeners that sell fertilizer online, I commend them for that. But but they won't tell you that You got everything you need 9 times out of 10 already on your property, already there, that will help your plants grow. Cuttings from your fruit trees, grass, weeds. Some weeds have deep tap roots. You can make liquid fertilizers out of weeds and grass. You can also, yeah, about 3 years, about 3 years for you to start seeing real results. It'll make the soil soft. It'll make the soil black, and you'll say, this soil's different." And you'll start noticing you'll see more worms in it, crawling everywhere. I got worms that sometimes I walk out there in the summer, and they're on top of the grass, crawling through the grass because they're happy. So chop and drop is a monster because it's like composting every year, spring and fall. And when you grow your crops, I leave them there. I don't care how messy they look. I leave them because the wind will knock them over, the rain, the snow, and they hit the ground and they go right into the ground and feed the ground. Yep. All right, good people. This is the Morning Gardener. We'll do it again later. Keep on growing.